If you enjoyed this video and want to support the channel, you can for $1 a month over on Patreon. Thank you. Now we've got the return of the Patreon poll, which I completely forget about sometimes. And the results were either game marathons, our opinions on Mario games, or niche games, the ones that you just fist the hole, really.
Yeah, they're basically like the sort of little cult games, nobody ever talks about, but a few love it to death.
And one that took out was game marathons. Well, technically, it was a tie between game marathons and Mario games. I flipped the coin, game marathons. Basically, they would just sit down and just marathon through a game and not stop. I did several times.
Yeah, well,
a few of them were stopping in between because they were so long. Like Fallout 3. I did not. I sat down and played that for a good 10 hours.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm not even near the end yet. I'm doing all these side quests.
You were going with side quests.
I think my save file is up to 100 hours on that.
Right.
I haven't touched it since. Even with Fallout 4, it's come up to a good 80 hours.
Oh, Lord.
Obviously, some Sonic games like Sonic Forces. Well, 3 hours, really. One just done. Dusted.
Well, you did it. Well, remember you got Sonic Generations and you finished that in 3 hours.
Yeah, I was upset about that. It's like, it was really short. It's like, this is my birthday present.
Yeah, it's like, I wanted more. Give me more.
I enjoyed it, but it was just like it was over way too quickly for me. Another one I did was Batman Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
15 straight hours.
That's interesting. That's interesting
because I got everything.
Wow.
All the Riddler trophies, everything.
Interesting. All right then.
Not all the achievements though. I didn't get all the time trial whatevers. But I got all the Riddler stuff.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that because a few years ago, speaking with Batman Arkham, I once did a full playthrough of I ended up marathoning through City of all things. I don't know why. I think I just got to a point where it's like, well, I'm at the point where his virus is kicking in, so I guess I'll keep going. In fact, the first time I played it was I didn't actually know when to stop. Like, you get infected and you think, oh, I'll go here, get the cure. I was like, oh, I'm going to go in this, get the cure. Oh, no, I've got to do this thing. So went on for bloody ages, that bloody game. So I ended up one night just going through the entire thing, beginning to end. I didn't do the Riddler trophies or the side quests, but I just did the base game of it from beginning to end. And I think I did about maybe 2 to 3 hours on that. Which, again, I sort of knew where I was going, so at least if I ever try to run it through again, I'll probably do it quicker, but whatever. Although when I got Arkham City, I actually purposely tried to get through the Arkham Knight, sorry. When I got Arkham Knight, I actually thought to myself, you know what, I'm probably going to try and get all the Riddler trophies, though I purposely made sure I got most of the other stuff done, and then if I was near one, do the trophy then. But then once I got the majority of the game done, I try and go for all of them and then get the whole 100% Nightfall business because, in order to finish the game, to get the 100% ending, you need to do that whole thing, which is a little bit, I don't know. I think they could have done a better way of doing that, but, I will say I got through them, surprisingly, in this one.
Yeah, you think about playing a game all the way through and all of a sudden it's just, got so far in, let's get like maybe an hour, I mean, I could... Wait, I can hold it. There's and there's credits. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I have lost 15 pounds as well. Where did that go?
Well, you either lost or gained 15 pounds, depending on what type of game it is. I will say the other game I probably would go through from beginning to end is Doom Eternal. I mean, that is the game I played most of 2020 just to get my frustrations out. I mean, I pretty much can go through that game. I can do all the demon killing and then find the collectibles. I pretty much know where all the sort of all the coin upgrades. I can pretty much do that game. I probably could do a full marathon of that in maybe an hour and a half if I'm lucky. If I just skipped everything else, mainly all the cutscene stuff. But I generally that's the thing with Eternals, and I generally every time I replay it, I do sit down and watch the cutscenes again because I do enjoy them because they're so. The whole game has got a very comic booky feel to it. It's like I just enjoy the madness of it all. So I just want to watch it again.
Yeah. Oh, I just remember another game I went all the way through. But then again, I don't really count it because I cheated. It is Spyro New Beginning.
Ah.
I ended the cheat where basically I had infinite health. I don't know, I think I got to a part where I just kept dying. I have no idea why. And I was like, no, fuck it. I'll just put the infinite health on. Let's play all the way through. I was more interested in the story than the freaking gameplay. And the gameplay sucked. I mean, it's been a big 10 years or so since I played it, so.
Yeah, I mean, that was back in the day where we just assumed, that was when Spyro was trying to be all super gritty and serious. And then, of course, it's like, nah,
Lord of the Rings and all that.
Yeah, they wanted to basically turn it into Lord of the Rings because it got Elijah Wood in it. So, but now it's back to what it was. So, times surprising what 10 years can do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting thinking about these games with Marathon because they have to be so much about if you know every area, every crevice, every shortcut, whatever, to sort of like do a full speed run. I don't do speed runs myself. I mean, ironically, of all things, you could argue Sonic's the one who created the idea of speed running in the first place. How fast can you do a level and how much you can remember it? But I don't tend to do that often. Although I will say, in terms of Sonic games I would play from beginning to end, I probably would say Generations. That's the one I actually would enjoy going from beginning to end. Because when I did Unleash, that one was just such a arse because of half the time you need to get a certain amount of Sun and Moon levels, and then even then it's like the ranking system would drive me nuts, so I would purposely go back to try and get a higher rank to show out, no, I'm not shit, don't you dare tell me shit type deals. And particularly when you get to the Eggman Land and Dark Gaia abysses at the end, oh my god, those are... If the game ever does get re-released, if they do like Sonic Unleashed World Adventure, whatever the ultimate version they call it, I don't know if I could go through that again. I really don't know if I could. I probably may be a bit easier, but that said, I can't imagine doing that stuff again.
Yeah, I think I would say Marathon, but I kind of played this like it was a long game to play through, like 45 hours it took me to finish this. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
Okay.
For like 3 weeks, I just kept playing it every single time I could. And I got a DLC.
Yeah,
and I have to wait till November for the second part.
Yeah, the big long prequel to basically we're fighting against the evil. Well, we all know you get screwed in the end, so that's how that game works.
Almost.
Yeah, I mean, we're still waiting for Breath of the Wild 2. God knows what that's going to turn into. I mean, there's a question. I mean, here's interesting. If you play Breath of the Wild as a marathon game, would you just do the whole, I'm going to go and be sure to go straight to Ganon and beat him, or would you try and get enough stuff up so you can go off and beat him then?
Considering my skill level, just can I get to a point where I can probably take him on if I was better equipped? Not just the speed run, which takes about less than half an hour, maybe an hour.
Yeah.
I'd probably be a bit more equipped. I'll probably need to get some better armor, some better weapons, definitely get the Master Sword.
Yeah.
But that'll take me a good maybe 10 hours, maybe less. So, yeah, I probably could marathon all the way through Breath of the Wild if I skipped, at least 80% of the game.
Yeah. I mean, you would just have to do the base stuff, upgrade your hearts, weapons, armor, and you said the Master Sword, because you need to upgrade your health to actually pull the damn thing out. That's the one thing of that game.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah, surprisingly. if you want the Master Sword, you're gonna earn the Master Sword in that one.
Well, yeah, that's our gaming marathon. It's not the most interesting topic, but well, how else am I going to mention? It's like, hey, I sat down for 15 hours. I would take one piss break and didn't eat anything while playing Batman Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, and we'll put it this way, actually. One game I recently finished was Tempo of the Badass Elephant, which is, again,
I need to get that. I forgot that existed.
Yeah, I mean, talk about niche games. That is something people have forgotten. But I'm letting you know this, Dan. Here's a warning. The thing about this game is that it starts off surprisingly easy and quite fun because the game is, the best way to describe it, it's like a mishmash of Mega Man and Sonic together. As in, you run through levels, you bash through enemies, you do certain amount of puzzles and whatever, and there's certain enemy types with certain attack patterns you have to avoid. But as you go forward, and particularly when you get to the final boss layer, it is a fucking arseache. Believe me, you want to stock up on health points in this game because you will die many times trying to get back to the point you were. And even then, the game does that annoying thing where you think it's going to go one pattern, but then it randomizes every time it does it. So even if you get to say the second and third phase of it, you will still be struggling to make sure don't fuck up. Oh shit, he's gonna do that. Oh no, I don't know. I'm gonna hit that thing. Oh Lord, that is again. I'd be surprised if anybody can marathon that game and not get a game over, like a full game over of that. I would be genuinely surprised. But I'm going to say that's my warning to you. I mean, it is fun. It's one of those games I wish there was a sequel to, because I generally do think there's a lot they could have made better and could have worked on. But my God, the difficulty of that game and how sparing your sodding, life system is, that needed to be fixed in a follow-up. But you've been warned. You've been warned.